The 26th of April, 1999. A beloved television presenter steps up to her front door. 14 minutes later, she's found lying face down, shot in the head. No sound of a gunshot. No clear witness. The victim, Jill Dando, a woman adored by a nation. Her killer? Still unknown. Jill Dando was more than a news anchor. She was a national treasure. A familiar face on BBC News, Holiday, and most notably, Crime Watch, a show that helped solve real-life crimes. Known for her warmth, poise, and kindness, Jill became a symbol of trust for millions of British viewers. In early 1999, she was engaged to heart surgeon Alan Farthing and planning a wedding. A woman at the peak of her career, in love, respected, with no known enemies, but fate had other plans. On that Monday morning, Jill left her fiancé's home and drove to her old flat in Fulham, West London. She had planned to pick up a few things. At around 11:30 a.m., she parked her car, walked up to number 29 Gowan Avenue, Inu, and pulled out her keys. Just as she reached her door, a man emerged from nowhere. Without warning, he pressed a gun to her temple and fired. One bullet, point-blank range. Then he turned and calmly walked away. No one saw his face, no security footage, no screaming. A neighbor heard a sound like a door slamming, but no gunshot. 14 minutes later, another neighbor found Jill lying motionless, face down, still holding her bag. The bullet entered her left temple and lodged deep in her skull. A single shot, no signs of struggle, no valuables stolen. It was fast, clean, clinical. Investigators immediately suspected a silenced weapon used with precision. It was too methodical, too silent, too efficient. This wasn't random, it was an execution. The murder investigation was massive, one of the biggest in British history. More than 2,500 people were questioned. Over 1,000 statements were taken. But there was no DNA, no eyewitness, no CCTV. A year later, police arrested Barry George, a loner with a history of odd behavior who lived nearby. He was convicted in 2001, but there was no forensic evidence, no motive, no clear link. In 2008, he was acquitted after a successful appeal. And just like that, the case returned to square one. Theory 1. The obsessed stalker. A mentally unstable fan, obsessed with Jill, acted out after rejection or delusion. Theory 2. Revenge by a criminal. Because of her work on Crime Watch, Jill may have been targeted by a criminal she helped expose. Theory 3. Political hit. Just days before her death, Jill supported a NATO-related charity for Kosovo. Some suggest she became a target of an international warning. Theory 4. A professional hit. The one-shot kill. No evidence, no trace, a clean getaway. Everything about the act resembled a contract killing. But none of these theories were ever proven, just shadows, circling an invisible figure. In the aftermath of her murder, the Jill Dando Institute of Crime Science was established to help fight crime through research. Her friends, colleagues, and the British public still remember her with deep affection. Tributes continue to pour in, year after year. But the question remains, who killed Jill Dando? Why was she targeted? And how did the killer vanish into thin air in the middle of the day? More than 2 decades have passed, but justice has yet to knock on Jill's door. What do you think happened to Jill Dando? Was it a stalker? A criminal seeking revenge? Or something more sinister, a professional hit, or even political? Leave your theory in the comments below. We read everyone. And if you're fascinated by real-life mysteries and unsolved crimes, subscribe to Mystery Vault for more stories that still haunt the world.